What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fight Junkeez. It is Memorial Day, a very special day to me. I honestly was not going to do the show today, but I thought to myself, all my buddies that never made it home, they can't do a show. So I'm here for them. I'm here for them in their honor and their sacrifice. So shout out to everybody that served, and rest in peace to all my friends. And the ones that are suffering today, let's go give them that call and show up at their front door before we have to, have them as a memory too. Too many vets a day. But yeah, Austin, what's up?
How you doing, Bobby? Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day, and we have, clap it up for the boss coming out of retirement.
Ooh, we got Travis out of the... Travis, when's the last time you engineered?
Probably about a month ago.
I feel like it was longer than that. I think 24 hour, legitimately.
The 24-hour podcast.
I think that was the last time you legit.
You know what?
So
I'm happy to show up for my good man, Bobby.
Oh, I appreciate you, boss. I appreciate you. So today, we're going to do some hypotheticals. We're going to try to have a little bit of fun, but it's not going to be the longest show because if you do know UFC and the mixed martial arts world, you know that there has not been much going on in that world. I mean, no fights last weekend. Then this weekend, that's almost over.
It's made me pretty depressed.
Yeah, there's been nothing going on except for the Road to the UFC, which is a great show, kind of like the Contender Series in the UFC PI in China. And, that's exciting, but not a lot of people knew about it. There's been some announcements, but I'll dive into a couple topics right now. I'm just going to rattle off a few things that are happening that we've already spoke about. We've already went into the Francis stuff with signing with the PFL, so I'm not going to dive into all that. That has become overly saturated. Good for you, Francis. Get the bag, bro. Regardless of what everyone's opinion is, at the end of the day, he's going to get paid, and whoever he fights is going to make a cool $2 million as well. Sean O'Malley fighting for the belt against Sugar Sean in August. That's another thing that's kind of been oversaturated. I'm tired of the shit talk. They've been talking for years now. I'm ready to see them get in there and scrap. Henry Cejudo's chirping, saying he wants to come back and fight for an interim belt against O'Malley if Sterling doesn't want to fight. If he does want to fight, he said he's going to fight against Merab, but that's a whole nother story. There's been a lot going on. Alex Pereira's going up, fighting Jan Blachowicz for his debut at 205. Jan said, I've already beat 3 guys that came up from 185. You're just going to be the 4th, and I'm going to send you back down in middleweight. So there's a lot going on, but nothing that's been going on like right now. Those are all things that are going to happen over the next few months and things that I've already talked about. So today, in honor of my buddies, we're going to have a little bit of fun because I know that, well, let me explain, right? So I just had the guys, and I appreciate it, thank me for my service. And I had to tell them it's not Veterans Day, it's Memorial Day. The difference for a lot of people, or there is no difference for a lot of you guys. In your brain, it's kind of the similar, right? I mean, how do you look at Memorial Day?
Well, obviously it's memorializing everybody who has served this country, who has put up the ultimate sacrifice, done everything, so we can be here right now doing this podcast.
Facts.
So we're not in the calcium mines 30 hours a day working for somebody like Travis, but in a less fun environment. But I was curious, so is Memorial Day for any veteran who has passed away, or is it usually for veterans who passed away in the line of duty?
I'm going to say every veteran.
Okay. I mean, I have I have my cousin.
Well, unless no, it's more.
Is it more for
Look, we're going to respect all my fellow vets, but yes, it is for the ones that lost their life fighting for the freedom that we are allowed to, sit here. Yeah. So Memorial Day is for the ones that we lost that fought for our freedom. Veterans Day is to give thanks to the veterans that served.
Okay.
So, I mean, I usually post a lot. I'm usually quiet. I post a lot on Veterans Day, but I'm a lot more quiet on Memorial Day.
Right.
I reached out to my buddy Noah's wife, as I do every year. He passed away. I try to, kind of disassociate myself with the world for a couple days. But like I said, I'm here today for them because they cannot be here. And it's a bittersweet day because I'm proud of what I did, and I'm goddamn proud of my brothers that served. And we all put our hand up to the amount and the cost of our life. And some of us, had that check cashed, unfortunately. But I'm proud of them. And as much as I want to be depressed and I want to sit in my own sorrows and my own memories, that's not what it's for. I need to be here, right here, alive and proud that I'm breathing this freedom into my soul for them. So that's why I showed up today, man. I can't remember the last Memorial Day that I wasn't either a mess or just completely out of it and I didn't want to do anything. I mean, I don't want to even go to the gas station. But I'm getting healthier, and as I get healthier, my views change. And I realized that my brothers that did not make it home would want me to be here today. So I am here for them. And I'm also here for the people that are watching this, because I just said the same thing 7 times in a row. I went out to the Las Vegas Strip. Let's talk about that. Tell me, did you enjoy what you saw?
Yeah, I tried to keep in touch on Saturday. I was a little inebriated, so I tried to keep up as best I could. But it's always good content though when you go out there, even if you get somebody who's like just out of their mind, literally, like it's still good.
I think I need to go, and my wife says it too. I need to go at night.
Yeah, there's more people there. You're more likely to get
more wild,
but also I'm not gonna lie. I mean, anybody who's lived in Vegas during the daytime, if you're out there, like you're probably gonna get the people that are not all there.
Yeah,
they're making their moves before it becomes too crowded.
Exactly. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I think I want to do both. Because I'm not always looking for the clickbait or the funny viral one. I do genuinely want to have a conversation with some of the people and get an educated answer in regards to mixed martial arts, because it interests me, other people's opinions, because a lot of people, their opinions differ, especially when it comes to fighters. We could be all in for O'Malley, which I am, and then other people could be all in for Sterling, and that's fine, and that's why we love the sport. That's why we love sports in general. But it's fun to go out there. It's even more fun to ask absolutely ridiculous questions. Travis, did you see the questions? Did you see them?
No.
Okay.
Also, Travis is not tapped into sports whatsoever.
No, I'm glad he didn't, because it's going to make it right now even better.
Yeah, we should just ask him who wins between Tyson Fury and John Jones in the cage.
I think a coin has a better choice, a better ability to pick.
Well, you've seen one of them fight.
John Jones?
Yeah, you watched John Jones fight.
Dominates. That was a good fight, actually.
It was 45 seconds.
That's why it was so good.
That's why it was so good you got to go home early that night.
I'm going to play one of the clips into the mic, okay?
All right.
This is one clip that I've watched 50,000 times, because the third answer, when this young man realizes what he has to do and his facial expressions, it is the funniest shit I have seen in a very long time. So here we go.
You got to fight one, you got to one, and you got to marry one.
Yeah, I remember.
Mike Tyson, Conor McGregor, and Dana White.
I'm going to marry Dana White. I think that's a sound investment.
I agree.
I'm going to fight Conor because I'll be out within one round. And I'm going to with Mike Tyson.
Okay, so I remember that because I answered it in our group chat. We have a Fight Junkeez group chat. I remember, I think I said I'd kill Tyson.
Yeah, we had the same. Kill Tyson.
You never said how. I'm lighting his ass up. All right, I'm not fist fighting the dude. I'm not rolling with the dude.
No, you're going to fight. You're going to marry.
Well, because originally it was fuck, marry, kill.
Yes.
So I said kill Tyson, fuck Conor. Because if I'm going to fuck any of them, I want to fuck the best looking one.
Yes.
Of the three. And Conor's not that much older than me than the other two. And obviously, like, marry Dana because, like, if he's going to die before me, I'm set.
Of course he is. Well, I don't know now.
No, I don't know. With Gary Brecka, he might live to be 300.
But, he's like, 54? And he's going to be easily worth a clean Billy by the time he dies.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're a lot younger than him. So, yeah, you'll have a good 30 years of spending his money.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was so funny because, they come up and I'm like, hey, this is how I get everybody. And I can kind of gauge people. I'm pretty good with people. And I'll, if they give me the look or if I see them read the microphone, then I know like, all right, and then they'll look away and I'll be like, yo, do you watch UFC? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, come here, let me ask you a question. And I'm like, hey, I'm Bobby. I'm like, you don't mind me posting you on, I do that whole thing because I don't want to hear no crap. And they're like, no. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to ask you a question. You sure you're up to current events, right? I was so serious with these guys. They thought I was legitimately going to ask like a serious question. And then I hit them with that. And they were like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was hilarious.
Travis, what about you? Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay. I think Dana White, marry, easy peasy. I want to, Mike Tyson. I want to be caressed by Mike Tyson. Yeah.
No, we never said it was like sensual sex. What if it's just like
aggressive?
Just grips you back?
I don't think he knows any other way.
Bites my ear off.
I told you about how I met his daughter, right?
I don't even
Michael.
Wait, what a weird segue.
Well, no.
Oh, man.
Because like obviously he had to have sex to have kids, but I worked at a title loan place, and his daughter came in for a title loan with her brand new Mercedes, and her name is Michael, and she looks just like him. And I had to call him as like a reference.
Holy shit.
And I call him and he's like, yeah, this is Mike Tyson. Yeah, stop calling me. I approve whatever. And I was like, all right, cool. But she told me that like he would not sign the birth certificate until his, I guess, wife at the time agreed to name her Michael.
Wow.
But she looks just like
all right,
him.
so you would marry Dana, you'd
fuck Mike Tyson, and then obviously I'd have to fight Conor. Because, again, maybe first 30 seconds, I'll let him, honestly, I might just lean into it and just get it over with.
No, with Tyson, it would be the first 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, Tyson might give me permanent neck injuries. I think
both of them would probably give you permanent injuries.
I think the funny thing about this interview that makes me laugh so much is this guy, you could clearly see him, and I'll show you the video after. He takes a second in the beginning, a good 4 seconds, and he thinks about it. And he goes, Dana White, that's a sound investment. And then he thinks he has it, and he goes, and I'll fight Conor because, I'll be out in 1 round. But he forgets the last part, and then you see it click, and he's like, and I guess I'll fuck Mike Tyson.
I'll fuck Mike
You had to say it. Like, he didn't say it.
He was dying, walking away. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it was a good time. I interviewed a cop as well. They kind of give me the cold, and then I tell them, like, get over here, motherfucker. I'm a combat vet. I was an MP. And
I'm going to plant fentanyl on you.
I wore the same uniform for a decade. Get your ass over here. You're not going to give me that, cold shoulder like you do the rest of the civilians out here. But I told him because he had his eye cops on, which is a little thing we wear, that I would be respectful. So I just, asked him a normal stuff. I'll post that today. But he was
just
cool.
asked him, which UFC fighter would you fuck?
I did ask him if he got a call from Dana White that he was going to go into the power slap, and he could choose any fighter to slap. Who would it be? That was another question I was doing with people.
Who would you, if you could pick one fighter, Bobby, to power slap, who would you power slap from the UFC?
Aljo. He's been driving me nuts the last few weeks. He's just cringy to me.
I would go
I'd
bigger,
slap
go
the
home.
shit out of him. He would, but that's in slap fight. In real world.
Here's the thing: any of us here, if you just keep your feet planted and you win the toss and you just happen to get a clean shot, like that's really all you need.
Yeah.
Aljamain
fights at 135. I weigh 215.
Right.
Yeah. In the parking lot, he's definitely going to take me down and.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a new backpack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't.
Lana Cherries, our associate producer at the studio, said I'd power slap Ode Osborne.
They're actually kind of like similar.
What, fierce?
Yeah, they're both just like
both like fierce.
Tiny will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would go with Pavlovich because honestly, go big or go home.
Holy shit.
It's gonna be sound like a squeaky toy when I hit him, but then when he hits me, I'm gonna like wake up 6 months later and they're gonna be like, "You're awake."
Now that we have, not that we're not smart, but we got like one up. I'd say Travis is like
I'm one up. Yeah,
on sure. What in what?
Just the overall like business intelligence.
No, we're here.
Yeah, here we are.
But
We're on
his
the same
name is,
ride.
he's one of the owners. You're not. So he's got both of us up.
Get wrecked.
Opportunity.
All right. So
okay, anyways.
but he took him a couple years
Thank
of
you.
like,
I appreciate
building that relationship to get in there. And I say this because there's been and this is a serious question. It's no fight fuck stuff. When it comes to the slap fight, someone who's not like as associated in the like that like mixed martial arts world, or you have your interests are elsewhere in a lot of ways. You know, like when you look at the slap fights as somebody who knows social media, knows business and things like that, from the outside perspective, what do you think? Like, I've heard a lot of critics talk about slap fight that are fans of the UFC, and they're like kind of judging the two when you can't. Like, what is your opinion on it?
I mean, some of the dude, I grew up when YouTube was unfiltered, right? And some of the events, quote unquote events, that some of my youngest or when I was younger, like YouTubers doing, like it's crazy stuff, like crossovers, garbage content, and like finally we have like some legitimate people, Dana White, UFC, all these companies that have some funding, just experimenting. Like it's no different than paying $60 and going to Las Vegas Strip and watching a show that they've rehearsed 1,000 times, but you're just giving the opportunity to random people, or not random, but like fighters or whatever, people who train to perform on stage. Right, it's slapping the shit out of each other, but come on, we've laughed at dumber stuff on the internet. Like, I think that especially if there's a payday for the people getting hurt, I think that that's all that matters.
That's what I say, because they would be doing it for a hot dog and a Miller Lite at their local bar.
No, I mean, look at bum fights from when I was in high school.
Yeah,
back
bum
in, like,
fights.
2002, bum fight. Now, here's my thought on this. I think it's great. I agree, but I think it's more of the Vine era. I don't see myself seeing little kids in the future going, "Hey, Daddy, I can't wait to grow up and be a power slap champion." I don't see kids looking up to them as athletes to where they want to work hard to be, like them.
How many athletes that want to be a football player or a soccer player or want to do it because of everything but the sport? The fame, the women, the power, all the other stuff that comes along with performing, right? So I feel like, much like how some people want to be YouTubers, that's YouTubers low life. But 12-year-old Travis is like, I want to become Shane Dawson. Now he's touching like cats or something. But like, like
It's an old one. You got to get something new in here.
I don't know.
At least he's not touching dogs. Leave the dogs alone.
But nevertheless, it's like everything around it. It's the hype, it's the promo, it's the potential money. It's just the fact that you're on TV, right? It's no longer I want to be a mathematician to send people to the moon because it's a humble job. It's I want my face on a billboard. That's what people want.
It's the clout.
The clout.
Yeah, nobody wants to work, be in a band and then only play dive bars, but there are people that do that. Like,
But I envy. I have one of my best friends, Rio, from the Bay Area. We played golf together all the time. He's the one who got me the golf set, the clubs,
okay.
right? And we would go to the golf range down the road in the Bay all the time. And I'm not going to say who, but there was a guy there who's like I think he's a plumber or a welder. He's one of those guys. And he is so unique and so okay with just being who he is that I envy him. I envy the people that are okay with their life, that are content with being the plumber or just being the school teacher. And they're not looking for that extra. Yeah. I really, really envy the people that genuinely are cool and content with their life. Because I'm not. Yeah. I'm a fucking nut job. I'm a nut. I'm not going to stop. I'd say it all the time. I have always talked a lot. Now I have a purpose and a place to put my words. Get out of my way. Fight Junkeez this isn't just like, oh, look at this thing. It's new and it goes away in 6 months. I'm taking this shit to the fucking moon. And you can either get on the goddamn spaceship or get off. That's a beautiful thing to be ambitious, but it's also a fucking sickness.
Yep.
Because it would be nice to be content and just be like, oh.
I've tried it.
I can't.
I've legit tried it. I've worked jobs where I was like, all right, this is like, I don't want to say honorable, but it's okay. If I work hard enough, I can get high enough to make okay money and be comfortable. And then I was like, but then I always found myself starting like a YouTube channel or like a podcast or wanting to create content. And then I was like, yeah, maybe I don't want to be content. And then I realized that I don't want to be necessarily famous. Like if it comes, cool. I want to be significant. I want like my work to be,
You want to be loved.
I guess, loved, but like being like a producer or an editor, like not necessarily famous, but you're significant.
Genghis Khan. How many people did the guy inseminate? Right. That wasn't for
1/3 of the population.
Right.
I think it was 1/10.
that
Yeah.
seriously. Hi, I'm on camera now. That person did not do that because they wanted to just help out the population issue in the world. They wanted to have a lasting legacy. Now look back at every single leader, every powerful leader. I'm talking politicians, not like youth group leaders.
I was gonna say, like, that guy wanted to have a legacy, or did he
No.
want to make changes?
They wanted something to be around, and I think life in general has like created a class system. People who need the power want the foreverness, want their name to live on, and the people who are humble and make the world work, like the plumbers or whatever. I think we got to be careful how we talk about like the people who do the dirty work, even the military people. Like there's no clout in dying for your country. It's honor, right? Like the plumber, in a way, it's like the infrastructural need. He went to school longer than anybody ever. Any influencer has ever gone to school to shovel shit, to eventually become a foreman, to tell someone else to shovel shit, right? Like that's such a
beautiful.
hard job, but it's he goes home at night, his values are strong, he raises kids, treats them to be good people. Like that is lasting legacy. It's just in the minutia of everything. You're like, oh, I don't want to keep my last name. I'm
Yeah.
afraid of my lineage. Stuff like that can kind of destroy the sanctity of what makes doing the bad jobs good, essentially.
Did either of you work in utilities ever?
No.
I pulled cable
Okay.
before you were even born. I
Okay.
think.
So you get it, because like
I'm talking like Cat 5, Cat 6,
Yeah.
fiber, optics. I did it. I was about to get my union dues card back in like 2001, I think.
okay.
You guys were like little.
I was 3 or 4.
Yeah. My mom is a project manager still to this day for a company, a telecommunications company. And it was like, but bro, I was like 17. I'd already like been on my own. I had my own apartment at 16 due to like, whatever.
Right.
And it was good money. You're talking 17. I got sent to Washington, D.C., and we pulled cable for like, I think it was 17 days straight. And we got tons of overtime.
Yeah.
And we're talking over 20 years ago to a 17-year-old kid making $1,000 a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Bro, but again, my foreman at that time was a former Marine Corps veteran. And he kept, and he was like, oh, Bob, and I always wanted to go in the Marine Corps. But I had screwed myself by getting too many tattoos back in the day. They were a lot more strict. But the
Right.
Army's like, oh, hey, come on.
We don't
Get over
care.
here, asshole. Let's go. But he always said, like, you can always come back and do this, but you can't always go back and be a veteran. Your body's just you're gonna get older.
Yeah.
So I quit, like right before I got my dues card. I mean, by now I'd be making $300,000 a year hanging out, but I would have never let I mean, I'm from where, and no offense to my friends that watch this, but where I grew up, a lot of people get out. They go to that vocational school. They become an electrician, a union guy, tin knocker, a mechanic. And that's what they do. That's it. That's their identity. Yeah, they might have a dope house now and a pool, but they've never really gone anywhere. I've lived in so many different countries. I speak multiple languages. I've loved, I've lost. I've done so many things that when I eventually do write a book, people are going to go, holy shit. And I'll tell you why I don't talk to a lot of people from back home. And I just had this conversation with my wife. I was talking about, on one of the shows, I was talking about doing bare knuckle with Fight Circus.
Right.
And one of the guys that I was really close with growing up that I have not seen in 20 years. I'm 37. I haven't seen this kid since I was 17 or so. He made a comment like, do you think just because you were a badass at 17 and could beat the shit out of people that you could ever do bare knuckle now? So where's he stuck? He's stuck in 20 years ago.
Right.
20 years has gone by and they still are stuck in high school in that same mindset of back home. And I went to Europe at that age. And then went to war and traveled and competed and trained and did so many things.
Had kids.
Had
and
children.
Matured.
Got married, got divorced, got married, got divorced. Had more kids. Traveled the world. I've lived in so many different places. They're still in that same spot. Now, as much as I envy that, I cannot relate to it. So I immediately blocked him and was like,
Right.
I benefit, and he's probably going to watch this. And the last time he commented like laughy faces on it as a comment. Because they're
ultimate
watching
troll.
Yeah, because they're watching me now. And I love the kid. Nothing against him. Truly. But the person that they know or knew doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
That was 20 years ago. These people have no fucking clue who I am now. No idea. The name's the same, but the person's completely different. But that brings me back to the I have been through so much, but I envy the people that
Are
haven't,
content.
that were content. I have this thing, like my ex used to, came from a small town in Southeast Texas, and she used to be like, you embarrass me. Like, you're always dreaming. You're always dreaming. Well, guess where she's at? In the same fucking town, miserable. And guess where I'm at?
In that chair.
Chilling. Life is good. Hanging out with celebrities. Going to fights. Sitting cage side. Influencing people. Bettering myself. Becoming a better person. A better father. A better husband. A better parent. A better friend. I'm actively changing who the fuck I am for the better, but people judge me and other people based off of the person that they knew then, when that guy doesn't even exist anymore. So shame on them, But yes, I do it. At what cost? How much does it, what are you going to lose and go through to become the person with all the memories?
Yeah.
It's a lot. We're getting deep on this fight, Junkeez.
It's for real.
This is, we should call
We're
this.
fighting our demons, Junkeez.
I fight my demons every day. I had to gather myself on the way here just to not, tear up. Because I'm grateful to be here. I shouldn't be here. Literally. Not just because I should have died in Iraq, like my friends, but, that's part of it. It's survivor's guilt.
Right.
But when I say in August of 2017, I was detoxing off of heroin in a jail cell, going through the work, couldn't see my kids, lost my job, didn't have a home. I shouldn't be here. This is a blessing. That's why I get so passionate. Like, how fucking dare you tell me that I can't do it? Are you kidding me? If I didn't die then, I can't be stopped. I'm gonna call me the fucking Terminator, bro. That's why I'm always texting and I'm always motivated. I'm going to the strip because I believe in this shit. And there's no goddamn way, no disrespect to Ariel Helwani or the Schmo or any of these other MMA. Once I get this shit down, they're done. That's why I couldn't sit on certain people's shows, because these people have no substance to them. They're fake. Nobody wants to listen to you. You've done nothing. I'm almost 40 years old. I've done everything. Everything. Literally. Traveled Europe. Been to war. Been divorced. Had children. Went through losing children. Been homeless. Been addicted. Been in fights. Been in bar fights. Traveled. There's nothing that I'm going to sit across. You're not going to tell me. I've been from police officer to jail to barber to cosmetologist to landscaper to pulling cable to working at Six Flags Great Adventure. I've done everything. I'm not very happy. Again, goes back to not being content. But when I see our competition in the MMA world that sit next to these fighters, they hope they get respected. I'm gonna demand the respect, because they get told, you don't know how it is to get in that octagon. I go to war. You don't know what fucking war is. They have no idea what war is. They don't want to know what war is. No idea. So yeah, man, there's no stopping fight Junkeez. I know I'm going on a fucking rant, but it's Memorial Day. I got a lot going on, man.
Preach.
There's a fucking bald eagle above the studio right now. You guys don't even know right now.
But I'm super. Yeah, when I was saying another thing that bothers me is why I wouldn't go on certain people's show. I'm sick of people, and I used to tell the people at the VA when I went for mental health and stuff. They're like, "Oh, you're not going here, or how come you stopped going to mental health?" And I'm like, I can't sit and listen to somebody who just read a goddamn book Tell me about life. You've never pumped gas at a gas station midday and thought that the car next to you was going to fucking blow up. You never think about getting shot in the face from a guy on the roof of the movie theater when you're hanging out with your family on a beautiful day. So you want to tell me how you're going to help me? You have no idea. You have no idea. That's why. So when these people have these podcasts and all these things and they want to talk about resilience and all this crap when, you know, it bothers me a little bit. Because I've been through it and I've seen some real pain and real shit. And that's why I like fighting. Because there's nothing more pure than getting in there one-on-one and getting down. Nothing. I don't know. You know, we didn't have a lot to talk about fight-wise today. But fuck them.
If we're talking about fighting, did you ever see the Action Junkeez where the engineers here, were talking about who would win if we had to get in the cage?
Yeah. You guys were in Studio B, right?
Yeah. So who do you
George.
think? Well, right now, 100%, I say George, but just from pure athleticism.
George has got us beat on weight, and I think muscle.
Not weight. Him and I are the same.
Muscle
for sure.
Muscle density.
Muscle density and athleticism.
George's thigh is bigger than my fucking waist.
No. So basically, my goal is to get in there and get tapped out as quickly as possible, so I have most of my features available.
Okay, have me as a matchup. I'll use you as a little.
I think best chance against George in the whole studio, not to sound arrogant, is me. And I just say that because I'm a.
You hear that, George? He's probably watching in the back right now. George,
I just say because George, life hasn't like completely like destroyed his soul yet. I got a lot of I got a lot of fucking pain inside me and rage.
You know,
and you're gonna have to kill me. And that's the only thing that
That's what Chase said to Chase. Like, I'm not going to stop coming. And I'm like, yeah, you're not. I'm not going to go into a stand up with any of these people.
Why do I agree, Chase? I love you, but why do I believe him? Is he like
Spider Monkey?
Why are you going to Austria, bro? Are you buying people to kill them in a hostel? Like, fuck.
Jesus. Yeah, I wouldn't get into a stand up with. Actually, Travis, I get in a stand up with. I know I can throw hands better than Travis.
He has anger too.
I have a. What do you mean? I remember in first grade being put into like the counselor's room, and I didn't know why, and they're like, "So why do you get angry sometimes?" I'm like, "What? What the fuck is this about?"
Yeah.
And I find out, I would just hit kids because I get fucking mad, and that lasted for forever. But give me because I think we said in 6 months, me 100%. I'm the only one out of the four of us that's actively training.
Yeah, but I think George is just too strong that jiu-jitsu won't even work on him.
But that's the point of jiu-jitsu. Is it's supposed to work on the bigger. It's supposed to be the little guy. It's supposed to be able to.
Yeah, if you're Renzo Gracie and you've been doing it 15 years, at that level, when you're probably a good high-level blue belt against someone that can just bench press you with one arm, that's why there's weight classes. That's my opinion.
See, what you guys aren't understanding is that, you guys are talking about the fight, what's happening in the ring, bro. I'm loosening the lights up top so that I just stomp on the ground and the light falls down and be like, you're in my field now.
And then in a no contest, so Travis's record is 0-1.
Now, what about Mr. Orlando? Because
I'm taking him and I'm going for that arm.
I don't know, he's got some darkness in him too.
We all have darkness in us. What are you talking about?
No, I mean
demons.
See, what I'm saying is no disrespect, young man. I know you've been through some stuff, but if you were in my brain for 3 hours, you would take your own life.
No, I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting.
And John has 15 years on me.
Right.
I've seen, I've never seen someone get that mad over popcorn in my life.
Yeah. That's a good little trio joke here.
Yeah. Wow. To the point where I stayed with him.
Yeah, I know.
Because it was 4-on-1, and if it went down, I'm like, yo, we're both, he can bail us out, So
I don't know if I want to
fuck down.
I don't know if you're okay with me telling this story, but it was just funny how during the movie, you come up to me and you because we're in the recliner, so I'm laid back, and he comes over and he whispers, he's like, "You packing?" In the movie theater, and I was like, for once, I was like, no. He's like, bro, this is the time to do it.
Yeah, because I hadn't got my concealed at the time.
Right.
I did take the class.
Oh, good. So that's one step over.
Yeah.
Now you just got to wait 8 months for Metro to do it.
Yeah, that's said 100 days. But we're at a movie theater with everyone that we love. My daughter,
I would say yes. Everybody that we love as a studio is there.
And this guy doesn't bring his
I didn't bring my firearm. I'm so sorry.
Did you not see what Batman did?
I did see what happened with Batman.
That's where my brain goes.
No, I get it.
But guess what? Next time, what are you going to do?
Undisclosed.
Because we are not going to say what movie theater we were at. or what movie theater I will ever go to.
No, but it's not against the law. So you're thinking about policy. You can't get in trouble for saying that you did something that was against policy. You don't work for them.
Very true. And unless they have
that's the fact. I wore a badge for a decade.
very true. See,
And I watch a lot of fucking YouTube. All right? That's
Me
my
too.
wife. I drive my wife nuts.
I drive my
Shout out
girlfriend
to
nuts.
my wife. You guys get, me for a couple hours a week, which is it's a lot. One of my
She's
friends
locked in the hell in the cell.
One of my friends yesterday, he said, "Thank you for your service." And I said, "Don't thank me, thank my buddies, but I thank you for being a good friend to an absolute lunatic." And and it's, I'm a love me or hate me. But with all that crazy energy that I have, inside of that somewhere is greatness. I fully believe that. Because I clearly am different than other people. If I can ask you on the strip, if I can ask a stranger I've never met if he would fuck Mike Tyson,
and get an answer that's
get
not.
an answer, that's a gift. I want to go into, because we're running out of time here, I am going to have a couple really cool guests on this week. One of the guests, if you do not follow them, go follow. Their Instagram, they probably have more than just Instagram because they're so big.
I think they have a TikTok.
It's Mick Dojo Life. Mick Dojo Life. Mick Dojo Life, shout out Mick Dojo Life, is going to come on via Zoom. I'm not going to say where they are in the country, but, they're in a different time zone. And, they're big. Joe Rogan follows them. And we've been chatting it up. Super cool dude. So what they do is, if you haven't seen like all of the culty like karate stuff, where they do like what is it like, where they have the power inside of them and they stop people and
Your chi.
your chi, that's it. They do the chi. This guy posts all about it, and it's one of the most famous pages of all time.
I've
when
known
it comes
about
to
him
that.
since before I was podcasting.
Yeah, so they're going to come on. Super excited about that. Also, if you guys know, a few weeks ago, Nate Diaz was in New Orleans and he choked out a Logan Paul lookalike. Well, they had just got done with an event, a boxing event, and one of the promoters that's a business partner with KSI and all them is now a buddy of mine. He's going to be on the show. Overt, PJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, doing big things, 2
I
million.
think he's been here. I think he did an episode of his show here
It's possible.
before. I think he has a show with Ken Shamrock.
I don't know.
I think because they only did one episode here. I don't know where that went, but
Well, that'll help because they'll know where the studio is.
yeah, and they would know me.
He's a Vegas local.
I think you sent a picture of him. I'll have to look at him again.
Yeah, over.
Yeah,
TJ.
that sounds very familiar because I remember.
But that's what I tell you when people, they want to say, like, I've had people not be negative, but like, I kind of went from like, oh, Bobby's doing, then now look what he's doing. Cage side with Steve-O and the Nelk Boys. Because I put myself out there. Nobody came up to me and gave me any of this shit. I started with a cardboard sign 2 years ago. The only reason I met Overt, PJ was a celebrity, 2 million plus TikTok and doing all these huge things in the boxing and MMA community, is because I met him on the strip, actively out in the sun, sweating my balls off, asking people about fighting stuff. I didn't, it's not like I networked all. I was just out there putting the work in, and putting the steps and the time in, and it's benefiting. So everyone thinks that you could just go out and just become someone. No, you gotta really create it.
Got to put in the reps.
You have to put in the reps.
So what did he say? Did he fuck Mike Tyson?
That was the other day I was out there.
Okay. So he didn't get the.
He didn't know.
So we'll save it for when he.
Oh, we'll definitely ask him. Definitely. So we got over, and then there's another MMA page. I'm gonna look him up to give him a shout out. Another MMA page is gonna come on.
We have Your Royal Highness in the chat.
My wife.
My
is that
wife.
what it is?
Why'd you say it like Borat?
My wife.
My wife.
She said, I got Travis on all of you.
Oh,
Damn.
She likes you a lot because
Maybe don't sports bet.
Or maybe do and win a lot of money. Just saying.
That is. I mean,
the underdog.
Put like $10. Sure. John did say he wanted to see if we could get like a circa line on it.
That'd be crazy. Who'd be betting on that?
Fight Wave.
Nick.
Sorry, Fight Wave.
Fight Wave.
Fight Wave.
Fight Wave. They have 113,000 followers, all mixed martial arts, and we're going to connect. I've been a fan of them, so they're going to come on this week. Super, super excited about that. Sorry. You guys were talking about something.
No, we're done. We're done. We're good.
Yeah, no. Your wife was just saying that she has Travis on the fights.
Yep.
That's who she on
My wife loves Travis.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I'm sorry
I guess
that
you
I'm-
watched her take a shot while she was holding cash or something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
You were like, "That's gangster."
That's a mother right there.
Yeah.
That's a mom.
Yeah. So she's ever since then she's like,
Yeah.
all right.
Travis and I got that. We know.
But yeah, shout out
Travis
to
and I
my
know.
wife, man. She's been on this journey. She was with me in the trailer, when I was making that cardboard sign, and she was like, "This guy, God damn it, it's not gonna work." In her brain, I'm gonna be the shoulder he's gonna cry on, and we'll have to. I want to make like a video with your help because you're awesome at editing. Of like that day, me with the sign, all the way to like me hanging out with like the Nelk boys and Steve-O and being cage side, like 2 years later hosting a show. Because I still have literally we have the video of me walking up to the UFC Apex holding the sign that says Uncle Dana, Iraq vet, let me watch the fights. And from that all the way through to 2 years later, hosting a huge fight show, going to the Apex all the time, interviewing all those MMA fighters and UFC fighters and champions, hanging out with these celebrities and just living a ridiculous life. I'd like to, we should make something.
Make a supercut. Do like a.
That could even be our intro.
I think that would be a good intro.
That's the intro.
I think that's it.
That's the
yeah.
intro.
So I'll just need that footage. Just give me that footage.
Because I think
of
people will be drawn to that instead of like
I love it. It's a great story.
Fight Junkeez isn't just it's not just something poofed. This is a journey that Bobby has been on.
John's a smart guy. I wouldn't be sitting here if he didn't honestly like take his. We're talking almost 2 years of him being a friend and like watching me and consistently. I would, as much as I post now about it, I just do it on Fight Junkeez. I was already doing it just on my own shit. Now I do it on our page. So it was all strategic.
Yeah. So you did it the normal way. You and Travis did it the normal way, where you guys like had that relationship. I met him and started working for him the same day I met him.
No.
So it was like, I got to build this relationship fast.
Yeah, I need, and I've been asked, like, people think like, oh, you just showed up at the studio and like, you're hosting your show. No, it's not my show. I was called and asked to move here to do Fight Junkeez by my good friend who happens to be Mr. John Orlando. Yeah,
we were talking about a fight show like this time last year, John and I.
And I was on the other side of that.
Yeah, because
just
I was
in
like,
San
let's start
Francisco.
MMA Junkies, and then we found out there's MMA Junkie Radio, and now they're here, and now it's like
Yeah.
good thing we
so
didn't go with that name.
This wasn't like a overnight. Who the
No.
hell? Bobby just showed up. No, John's a good friend of mine. I have a lot of love for John. He's done a lot for me. I got his fucking back, so I'm super proud to be here. Anything else you guys want to plug before we get the hell out of here?
You can not Travis.
No.
Travis doesn't have anything.
All right,
Travis
I need the stream now. Just kidding.
Oh my god. You can.
Let's plug. We do have another. Why don't you shout out what's going on in Florida?
Yeah.
I haven't done that on this show.
Yeah, because that's all you've been doing is Florida stuff.
Because I think it's great. If you guys don't know, the Junkeez brand is, Fight Junkeez, Fitness Junkie, Bizarre Junkeez, Latina Junkeez. All the Junkeez are the brand.
It's our network.
It's our network, but then we're inside of Sticky Paw Studios. And one of the owners of Sticky Paw Studios is right here, Mr. Travis.
Guys, we're going international. Well, before that, we're going interstate. All right. Well, Podcast Junkie Studios is going to be everywhere. We're starting in Boca Raton, Florida. We're going to spread to the West Coast. So we're going to get them from both sides. We got the network, Junkeez, Bizarre Junkeez, Fight Junkeez, Vegas Junkeez, Action Junkeez, all the Gridiron Junkies. Shut up. And then we're going to have Podcast Junkie Studios. So in your city, you're going to be able to podcast just like us in a set that looks exactly the same, and it's going to be badass. You're going to find us if you're in Florida, Boca Raton. Come visit us right now.
Very nice.
That's a clip right there.
That's a clip right there. You're gonna have to send that to them.
Yeah,
Boca.
they got to make it up.
Well, I guess since I'm here, everybody go check out Bizarre Junkeez if you want more cryptids and paranormal. We just had Jay Wasley from Ghost Adventures on last week. That was like our Super Bowl Sunday. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, we have a lot of good episodes coming out, and it's always a fun time.
When are we going to go find some haunted shit together?
So here's the thing: is I brought it up to Jay because you've met Old Man Liver, and he says his place is haunted.
Yeah.
And so Brian Hopkins wants the three of us. I gotta be careful how I phrase it, because I always say like Brian wants to do a 3-way, but no, he wants the three of us, him, Old Man Liver, myself, to do like a content.
They've been
shoot.
talking about that for months now.
And then
Listen, old guys, let's make it happen. What about me and you? Google some shit that's haunted, and we get a
Here's the
tent,
thing.
and we fucking go out.
Here's the thing: I'm not as crazy as you. I'm kind of bitch made when it comes to that stuff. All right,
But I'll be there. I got your back, dude. I'll fight a ghost. What's up? You know how I think about ghosts? It's not. Listen. This is really the way I think about this shit. A ghost is the same as a person, just without the physicalities. So I'm stronger than the ghost because I'm my own spirit and I'm still in the flesh.
But they have ethereal powers. They have supernatural.
Goats.
Travis, we're just rambling here at this point.
No, I love
we're
it. I
outta
love
here.
this banter.
I'll
Yeah.
punch a ghost right in the...
Everybody subscribe everywhere for Fight Junkeez.
Yeah, thanks for all the support. And once again, shout out to everybody today. And if you see anybody that is stolen valor on Memorial Day, kick them in the neck. Take their signs. Please. Stolen valor. If you're stolen valor, you're a piece of shit. Memorial Day is because people lost their life fighting for the freedom that you get to enjoy and try to take all the clout, as we'll say, and the valor from my brothers and sisters that never made it home. So I hate stolen valor. All right, we're out of here.